Orange team.
Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Spencer.
Dan.
This is the Board Game Rundown. Today we're going to do top 5 games we are most excited about in 2023, because that's the year.
Yeah.
I have
Citing things wrong.
I have a top 20. We won't get to all of them.
So you have a few
Honorable mention.
Well, I'm looking
honorable
forward to how many of you
mentions.
guys cross off.
Sure.
I bet I
So
have a little bit of
anyways,
crossover.
probably we
Considering
should...
there's only going to be 15 of us, you're still going to have 5 more.
Yeah. So I guess I'll have 5 honorable mentions at least.
But first, make sure you're liking, subscribing, ringing the bell, commenting on the
Telling
videos,
your
and
friends.
follow us because we give stuff away all the time. So you never know.
Yeah.
You got to watch the videos to find out.
And
Also,
also-
we're just nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
You don't
true.
have to follow for giveaways. Pop, come on.
But do.
I will say, if you win the giveaway, you should watch, or if you were in the giveaway, you should watch and check back to see if you won.
That's a
because-
good.
Yeah.
That's a good
And
call.
didn't
That's a
we
good
have
idea.
Someone on here recently?
We did a subscriber. You're saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've had subscribers over to play games.
Yep.
And, all types of
Yeah,
stuff.
so yeah, join the Discord, hang out with us.
Yeah,
shout
join
us
our
out.
Discord. I always forget that
Yep.
one.
Links to most in the description.
Thank you. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's just get
Get right
started
into it.
on our list.
Sure, whatever.
Is there any specific criteria? I've just got the games that are either, I think they
Game-
don't have to be filled this year. It could be things that are coming to Kickstarter this year that you
I
don't want to miss.
Okay.
definitely
That's fair.
excluded that. Just personally, I also only have one thing on here that I back. As a matter of fact, that was in my top 10. I don't have anything that I backed personally.
Okay.
Uh,
there's one game I'm not sure if it's going to get released or if it's going to Kickstarter. So
Right.
I've only got one on
well,
my
sure.
list.
There's
that-
some that for sure are like, is it retail or
Right.
Kickstarter?
I have,
Right.
I have a similar one, but we'll get to it when we get to it.
Right. That's a good call. That is how that will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my other 4, I know for a fact, coming out this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, delays can happen, right?
Yeah.
But,
Sure.
But
They're
I'm
supposed to come
pretty
out this
sure
Intended to come out this year.
these all
We're
come out
psychic.
this
We know
year.
exactly
Yeah,
what's
mine
going
are
to happen.
technically Kickstarters that I backed that are supposed to be fulfilling this year.
Right.
Oh, right.
All right. So who's going to start us off?
Oh, well, Bobby will.
Okay. So my number
Number
5.
5.
Mike and I got to play a little bit of this at Gen Con, and it was super cool. I love the bits. I love the art, and the theme is really good. Septima.
Oh, yeah. This is the Mind Clash.
Think about that
Yep,
one.
Mind
yeah.
Clash games. It's the same team that did Tricarion, Anachrony, and Perseverance. So
Nice.
yeah.
I mean,
the
that all
Perseverance is
sounds
pretty
good to
cool.
me.
Right.
Septima, the look hasn't done anything for me.
Okay.
And this is the lightest of the Minecraft.
It's supposed to be. Yeah, it's supposed to be one of the lighter ones.
I would argue that because they did Astra.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, okay. Yeah.
Oh, they're good.
But 1 to 4 players,
Oh.
say, about 25 minutes a player. But there's like a really cool card action selection, and as you're playing your cards, if people do like the same action as you, it makes it stronger, but it also draws the attention of the witch hunters more. So you got to be careful about doing that too often. You'll have like witches that get sent to the trials, and you can try to send people there to like vote them innocent, to try to save them, and then they'll recruit to your player board and use their abilities. There was a whole other track that we didn't even get to use during the demo because they were still trying to iron everything out on it. Plus, it added more, and they wanted to streamline it for the demo. You can do animal shifting. So if you're like the heat's on you too much, you can shift into an animal to like try to reduce your
Bat.
Yeah, bat. But yeah, no, it looks super, super interesting, and I can't wait to see the full version of it. So.
Yeah, it does look cool. I think even like Jason was excited about it.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to spend money on Kickstarter,
I
so
know.
he might have got sucked in.
Fine.
So you know how you go through your life and you're like, I don't need that. I don't need that in my life.
Ah, yes. I
And
look
then-
at you all the time.
Well, don't say anything yet because you're going to change your mind. Then you experience something. You're like, no, I do need that in my life. See, that's why I say you spoke too soon.
Oh, he's still.
I haven't reached that point yet.
Still trying.
I do want this. I want more of this. I played my first Shem Phillips game this year.
Oh, yeah.
And so Scholars of the South Tigris has been announced.
Nice.
I really want to play it.
I now want to play all the Shem Phillips games.
Nice.
I've been wanting to
Gotta
play this for a
convert.
while, and I just never actually took the plunge.
But this looks like it's got deck, bag, pool building, like all the building.
All the buildings.
This one has also been rumored to be like his heaviest game, I think, right?
Oh, wow.
Isn't that this one? I think it is.
Maybe there's all I mean just there's what is that? There's rondel aspect to
So
it.
just
It's just So I don't know, man. I'm really excited. I am now like I want to
Got
play
the
that.
bug.
Before I was like, it's fine. There's another one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look good. I'll get around to that eventually. Now I'm like, no. I kind of want.
I want to play that.
I want to play that. I want to play that right now.
Yeah.
So I was wrong. I mean, I was wrong. I guess
Yeah.
I didn't.
You
I went from
underestimated
not-
it.
I went
Welcome
from
to
not
episode
caring-
2 of Tim is Wrong.
Yeah. Well, I never said they were bad. I just said I don't care.
Sure. You're indifferent.
Indifferent. And now I really am very different.
Now I'm just,
You're very different.
We already knew that.
I am
No, we're all very gruntled here.
All very gruntled. All very gruntled. But yeah, so Scholars of the South Tigris. I am very excited. Looking forward to playing that a lot.
This was an honorable mention for me in the teens. Obviously, Wayfarers was amazing.
Yeah.
I just think there's that many cool games coming out.
Sweet.
Is that it?
Speaking of,
Okay.
my number 5 is The Dark Quarter. And this is this was designed by Evan Derrick, who did Detective City of Angels, which I haven't played, but is a very highly regarded deduction game.
I'd like to play that.
Like detective game. And he did Dark Moon, which I really like as
Yeah.
a social deduction game. And it's
you
being, and it's being published by Lucky Duck, who did Chronicles.
All right.
And this is from what I've heard, a very dark, like a lot of macabre stuff going on. I think I've even heard like there's like vampires and stuff in it too. Weird, because it is a cooperative game that's supposed to kind of feel like Destiny's. Oh, that's the other thing Lucky Duck did.
Yeah.
Lucky
Oh,
Duck
yeah.
also did
Destiny's really good.
So this is an app-driven cooperative deduction game where you are detectives in a city, the quarter of the city, right? The Dark Quarter.
Didn't you have a Dark Quarter?
What time period?
You found that quarter
Yeah,
on the
I
ground
honestly
and it
can't
like-
tell you.
and
They
gum on
look
it?
like noir detectives. But I did not see the time thing on there. But I'm just excited about the team behind this making a darker. Again, you take Destiny's and Chronicle of Crime and you mix that and then make it like darker, and then the designer of those other games is behind it. I think this sounds like a really cool deduction like detective game. I think that sounds really cool. So the Dark Quarter is my number 5. I've been hearing a lot of
All
other
right,
people
screw
talk
Shem
about
Phillips.
this.
That wants to be my number 1. No, it does sound really
It sounds
cool.
really interesting. I really
sounds
enjoy
cool.
Destiny's, and
I think Destiny's
want to
really
play
cool.
I
We
want
need
to
to
play it
play-
more so
We need to
bad.
play
bad.
Destiny's more.
Yeah,
often.
we've only played it like the 2 times, I think,
Yeah.
maybe 3. And
If
I
you
just-
want
I
to
thought it was
forego your
awesome.
nap tonight, you can come over and play around with it.
Yeah, before having to then go immediately to work. I'm good, Bob. Thanks, though.
We have caffeine.
My number 5 is by Paverson Games, Distilled.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
You've been talking about this for a long
Oh,
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's so
yeah.
cool looking. So you're running a distillery.
Oh,
You're I never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
And you're trying to fulfill different contracts. You're trying to make different recipes. But the cool thing about this one is after you get the different ingredients that you need for the recipe, you shuffle them together. You take the top one off, which is the angel share, and the bottom one off, which is the devil share, and they go back. And then you look and see, did I actually make the recipe?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's got
okay.
a nice push your luck kind of aspect because
Yeah.
you can
So
keep
you
going.
want extra ingredients.
Not necessarily, because some extra ingredients could be bad.
We'll ruin
Well,
the
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
ruin
of
the
course.
flavors.
So you've got
Of
to
course.
it's a push your luck kind of thing. And they've also you have upgrading your distillery, hiring specialists. Oh yeah, it's like the number of different kinds of alcohol you can make in this.
oh, you're right.
Yeah,
right.
it's not just whiskey. It's international.
Right.
Anything I could think of and more, they had a thing for it. Basically, I talked to the guy who made it, and he said, "Well, there's one about brewing, and there's some about wine. Why isn't there one about liquor?"
right.
And he did it.
Yeah,
I don't
we-
think we need another one.
We actually interviewed him at Origins, and I believe there's a video of that.
There is. I don't know
should
where it
be.
is. This one is funny because it seems like mostly a realistic like game where you're mixing the ingredients. You want to do all this. You have all the process. And then the designers decided to go all Powerpuff Girls Chemical X and just be like, and also there's special ingredients
Yes.
and the devil will take something. And it's like, what is happening?
Well, it is a traditional
It
thing.
is.
Sure,
Yeah.
Sure. It's just the way
Right.
you describe it sounds hilarious. That's all.
Got to give the devil his due.
All right. Well, that was my number 5.
Yeah, distilled. I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, it looks
That's-
interesting.
That's a good one.
I mean, I'm
That'd
looking
be a good
forward
one
to
for us
everything.
to check out and review on
Yeah,
Whiskey
clearly.
Wednesdays, which you should be checking
25.
out. Whiskey Wednesdays, they do a little live stream on Wednesdays where Tim typically and Mike do a
Right.
live stream.
Yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern time every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Usually go for like 2 hours. You can expect these clowns to be heckling us in the
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah, I wish I could be on there more, but my second shift of life, unfortunately, right now is all I can do is comment.
Same thing, Bob.
Yep.
We should do a live stream from work. both
Yeah.
of us together.
I have thought about it. It'd be really loud. It'd be a lot of background noise for me.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm busy Wednesday nights.
Yep.
Oh, well, we didn't invite you, sir. That's good.
Oh, I know where I stand.
Oh, he's taking the ring off. I'm about to get punched.
Well, that didn't work.
Oh, no, you're keeping the ring on.
Oh,
Hello.
it's titanium. It's going to hurt.
All right. Number 4. So I got to demo my number 4 at Gen Con as well. It is Gray Fox Games endeavored into 4X Last Light. And man, like this was so much fun with the card action selection and the rotating board and trying to get all your timing right for everything to move. And
Yeah, you
I had a
you
lot
can't
of fun.
turtle because it's going to come back around.
Yeah. And like I thought I had my moves all lined up. Oh, yeah, then all of a sudden everything went and moved. I was like, no, everything's all in the wrong spot now. But I don't know what it is, but like all these games, like Terracotta Army, Merlin had that little thing that moved around.
Right.
The other game we played just had
Zulkin.
It's all about circles,
I haven't
man.
played Zulkin
No,
yet.
the Soul had it.
Soul has one, but
Right.
like all these just rotating boards and like just trying to
Planet
get
X.
all that timing going was just very interesting to me. And that and like just the card-driven action selection, I've been really enjoying a lot
Did
lately
you
too.
see they announced the LED star
Yeah.
in the latest Kickstarter update?
Yeah, they're doing
so
a
I'm
lot
just
of
gonna-
really cool, like marbly looking planets.
You mean like
and
it's
stuff
the
go around.
sun
All of them
in
are
the
unique.
middle? Nice.
So every planet is unique. 'cause
Yeah,
the way
so
they
everyone
made it.
was going to kind
I'm
of
just going to go ahead and say
that.
that's also my number 4. So you
Oh,
don't have to, we can
well,
skip
fantastic.
It
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
been my number 1, but it's also my
It's-
number 4.
It's my number 6. It just didn't make
Yeah.
it.
Last Light
Yeah.
is definitely
It
on
looks
there. I am
awesome.
I
beyond
haven't
excited.
played
cool.
it, and I didn't back it, so I don't
Right.
have as much as you
You
guys.
watched me
but
play a little bit.
I watched a little bit, and I interviewed Roy a little bit. I asked
Yeah,
Roy some
talked to him.
questions
Yeah.
about it. Roy Canada designed it.
Yep.
And I did talk to him a little bit about it. And again, it looks fantastic. I just don't have as much my claws into it as much as
Sure,
you guys
sure.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't get to play it, but I mean, I talked to Lance Meister a little bit
Yep.
about it
Yep.
at Origins, and he didn't design it or anything.
He's
but,
the
you
Gray
know,
Fox
but
guy.
Yeah,
Gray Fox,
Well, he
yeah.
was
works-
like running.
He
the
works
booth.
for Gray Fox and was running
And
there.
I say I've really been happy with a lot of the Gray Fox games that have been coming out, so I'm excited to see,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
again,
I like,
product
I like
of
all
this.
but like one of
yeah.
their games. I think.
Yeah.
Gray Fox is well, and maybe if you just gave it a shot, but
We
no.
already talked about Distilled.
But yeah, Gray Fox we've talked about a lot. Just seems to be really underrated.
But yeah,
And so,
I think so.
I think
So
so.
I really hope that this is a
Well,
nice boost for
You
them.
say
me too.
underrated, but like everybody
underrated
but
as in
me.
no one talks
yeah,
about
but
don't
it.
talk
everybody,
about it.
everybody but me loves Champions.
Here's
right?
the thing, though: if you went up to anyone and said who designed Champions, they wouldn't know.
Oh,
Right.
okay,
That,
fair.
or who published, I mean. You know what I mean?
sure, sure.
Like,
Good
no
point.
one knows them by name,
Yeah.
even though when people do play their games, they're
This
like,
is
oh,
really
yeah, I
good.
love
These
that
are really
game.
good.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying.
That's fair. That's fair. Last Light though, man,
Last
I'm
Light,
excited.
yeah.
about it.
yeah.
I love the cover. I love the idea. Roy Canada seems
The
like a really
last
nice
star in the
guy.
universe.
I'm all for
It was
this.
really weird. Dan still loves him despite Roy punching him in the face.
Yeah.
at Gen
Why do
Con.
you think I love him?
Oh, that works.
But it could play up to 8 players with like the expansion and in 90 minutes, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
it says like if with 4 players you can play it an hour, which
Yeah, it's
is
supposed to be an
super
hour,
cool.
a 4X in an hour.
4X in an
That's
hour.
the thing that got me.
So yep.
Yeah, it just seems like it does everything right.
Yep.
So
Cool.
You're
I'm
number
glad that
4?
kind of had a 3-way hit.
Oh,
there.
yeah, because you guys all
We all had
crossed
that
over.
one.
yeah, we did
Yeah.
all cross
Okay,
over.
my number 4 is Atlas Lost, Rise of the New Sovereigns.
Just because you
Wow.
lose your Atlas doesn't mean that all these other nations need to rise up against you.
Well, they're gonna redraw the lines. You need a new Atlas.
This is by this is
point.
published by Tactical Games and designed by Tatska. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm very sorry. Honestly, the cover made me click on this instantly. I think the cover is awesome.
Can I see a picture? Is that on your phone?
No, it's not. But
Damn.
Spencer,
What's it
you can
called?
pull Atlas Lost.
Yeah, I can try that.
I love the cover, and then the game description just sounded really cool to me. This isn't one that I know a lot about. And honestly, here on the moment, I'm blanking on a lot of it because I have 25 games written down here. Sure. But I just remember reading it, looking at all the pictures and all the stuff, and like I loved the look of this game.
Oh,
yeah, there's the
boy.
cover of that.
Yeah.
I love that cover.
If you want to see what he's
Yeah.
looking at, just go to Kickstarter and look at
Well,
it.
also, if you can find it, Matt, just pop it up right
We'll just
here.
put the
But
little
if
thing in
not,
there.
it's
Yeah.
whatever. But I love the look of this game, and again, I wish I could remember the description of the game. I don't have any of the descriptions written down because I just have too much information on my phone here. But I was just very happy with what it looked like and everything it said, and I wish I could give you more, but that's it.
It says discover old world technology and form a great community in a collapsed world. A civilization board game by Totsuka Chua.
What?
Hang on, wait a minute. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I know that you're trying to rebuild a collapsed civilization. You're trying to be the best at it. I know that. Oh yeah, and it looks like Tech Tree the game too, which is I don't know if it is. That's just what it looks like. The way that the pieces are splayed out on the board.
The art is nice.
Oh yeah, I said
the art
that's
is
what made me
fantastic.
click on it. I loved the look of this game.
One more time.
So,
what was the name of it again?
Oh, it looks like poker
Atlas
pieces?
Lost.
Cool.
Atlas Lost is the name of the civilization that collapsed, and you're trying to rebuild it. It's funny. You'd think that the name of the civilization would be Atlas, and Atlas was lost. But nope. They planned ahead, and they named the civilization Atlas Lost.
Way to call your shot.
Yeah,
Maybe they should have called like Atlas Ascended.
Exactly.
Or something
I wonder
better.
if the late pledge is open because it's
Sorry, closed.
I mean, it's like the chips. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Looks amazing. Looks amazing.
Anyway,
Fantastic. Good pick.
guys, when you make a great box that looks like a dirty sci-fi, I will instantly click on it.
Yeah, because if you make a
so you're
box that
gonna,
looks
like,
like
use it, huh?
Concordia, even though it's an amazing game,
I don't
ain't
click
gonna
on
click
it. Yeah, I don't.
Ugly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, that looks cool, man.
That's me.
That looks cool.
So
All
I guess
right,
we're already to 3 then.
Bob,
Yeah, that was everybody's
Three.
fours then.
Number
yeah.
3.
Number 3. So I think of my 5 I have here, this is the one I'm most worried might not fulfill this year.
Okay.
Okay.
If you're following the Kickstarter, they've been very open and transparent. There's been some personal issues and whatnot. But they're still trying to make as much progress as they can. But this looks super interesting. By Far Off Games, Arydia, The Paths We Dare Tread.
Oh yeah.
I haven't heard about because I'm not following it, so they said it might not happen.
Well, they've just been having some family issues and personal issues.
Oh, okay. So it's not even shipping stuff; it's personal stuff. Okay.
Right. Yeah. But they're still trying to work on a lot of the story and everything like that. 1 to 4 players, story driven. It's got easy save and store system with drawers where you put your
This
characters
is the
in
same
it.
designer as
It's the
Zaya
Zaya
Legend of a
one.
Drift
Yes.
system. Yeah.
This game looks insane. I just watched a video on it again the other day, and your character board is 3 giant boards put together with cutouts everywhere, and you put gear on your guy in slots like an old video game, your guy's there, and then you have your stats that you're leveling up, and your health and your gear, your backpack, and then it's like an open world campaign thing.
Yeah.
It looks insane. Great.
Pre-painted
great choice.
minis.
Oh yeah, and the whole head thing where when you make your character, you pick what body you want that best represents your character because the weapons they're holding and stuff, and then you take a character card, you might be the dwarf, and the dwarf head slots in your thing, and then there's literally a dwarf head that you plug into the body so that your character looks like your character but on whatever body you want. Oh my
It looks
goodness.
amazing. I so hope that this fulfills this year. I'm
Yeah.
really excited about it.
I'd like to point out it's 1 to 4 players and 1 to 40 hours.
Well,
Yeah, well, that's all because of all the story missions.
Yes.
Not
okay.
one
Yeah.
sitting.
Well,
Well,
then-
it's like
then one is
Spencer
very
plays.
disappointing.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be 40 hours.
40
if you play
hours.
with Spencer.
That's just for one campaign.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
So what that tells me is they're saying a minimum 1 hour per session,
Does that mean
and
right.
the story will take up to 40.
Yeah.
That's what that says.
That's what I would think.
Again, this
unlocked
looks amazing. We
soundtrack
talked about
too.
it back
few
when we did the
times.
new show.
Yeah, when we used to talk about Kickstarters.
And
Yeah, I remember us going over this one. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yep. Was very excited about it then.
Yep.
All right.
Cody Miller, I think is his name, by the way. I hope everything's good with you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. And also, though, take time for yourself because that's
Yeah,
the
if it
most
doesn't,
important thing.
yeah, if it doesn't fulfill, we'll be bummed. Sure, we'll be bummed, but you gotta take care of what you gotta take care of. And I'm sure the game will come out eventually because you guys have put so much into it so
Right.
far
Yep.
that finished product will be amazing.
Right. And, they've had some amazing projects already.
And they're being super open, too.
Yeah,
Which is,
that's-
which is good because
That's right.
people you're like, oh, where's that? But if you read the updates and stuff like that, it's like, that sucks.
And also,
know.
people need to calm down because it
They
is
do.
really hard to make a game. It is
a lot
really-
goes into it. Do you want
Yeah.
something that's not quite worked out and you get it and you're like, well, why didn't they work this out? Well, because you try to rush them to get it out.
Right.
They try to give
Sure.
you their best estimate and when it's going to be done. And when you're going to Kickstarter stuff, you just got to be patient. I know people get
they're
ripped
people
off.
too.
And it's not like
They're
he's
people
got
too.
like the CMON engine behind him. right?
Exactly.
Where-
When it's just a couple of people and they're trying to get it done, it's not
Right.
like this
Nope.
huge army
I would
them.
rather wait an extra year
Right.
and get the game that I aspire it to be.
Right.
Yeah.
But if it's more than a year.
Than get,
I'm just kidding.
Knives out, baby.
Well, now technically it was funded August 31st, 2021.
Right.
So it's already been a while.
Yeah, and that's honestly not that crazy to me.
for as big of a scope.
Yeah,
of
for as big as
project
it
this
is,
It
it
doesn't
doesn't
like you say,
feel
with the
like
army of
it's-
people behind
it's
them.
been
Well,
insane.
even Frosthaven took an extra year to come out.
Correct.
You know,
Yeah.
and
That's
again,
an army.
rather get
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather
Exactly.
get what that game is probably going to turn out to be
Right.
than just be like, oh, remember Frosthaven, the really weak follow-up to Gloomhaven? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
and
you just,
someday
Well,
I'll
it can't
take
be
it out
that
as
week because
plastic
there's
wrapping.
snow.
There's
Oh, yeah.
snow. So,
So
it's already better.
yeah.
amazing.
All right. My number 3, again, a game I played last year for the first time, and I've been told that I would love it. And they were right. And there is the 3rd standalone expansion. That's a term we like around here.
You love
that is coming
standalone
out for it.
expansion. That's my favorite.
I
term.
am dying to not only add the first 2 standalone expansions to my collection, but the new one I am so pumped for, and that is Imperium Horizons.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. I thought about this.
I guess I didn't
This
realize they had an expansion coming out.
Adds
I didn't think about that,
14
yeah.
civilizations.
Holy crap.
Holy crap.
And, it sounds like they're going to also include some errata cards or updates for
Okay.
for civilizations for the other games.
Okay.
So,
Um,
like, just errata in general, or if you're going to mix them?
Is it?
I think
No.
just in general probably for balancing issues.
I
Okay,
think
okay.
I think they
fine.
probably this is their opportunity to sort of correct some
Mm-hmm.
stuff that maybe has come out.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun playing that at your sister's house.
I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
It's a clunky game, but like while I'm playing it, I don't feel it. It feels so cool, and the way the card. And then afterwards, I'm like, man, how did I get through that without like fumbling? There was like a lot of stuff going on.
There is a
juggling
lot of stuff.
things in the air, yeah.
But it is. I just really enjoyed my time with it when we played it, and I'm just kind of like Dan. I'm like, I gotta get this game.
I did
Like-
pick up the one copy. I'm not sure which one I got because it was the one they had. at
right
Yeah.
because there's
Gen Con.
Legends and then there's Classics.
Yeah, I forget which one I have, but like I got to play it.
But they also added a trade module
Yep.
Oh,
to the
okay.
game, so it gives you more of like an economic like feeling.
Yeah,
Okay.
more interaction and stuff too is always nice for something like
yeah,
that.
So I mean, with my experience with just the other versions of Imperium, because when we played, we had all like both boxes sort of combined together.
Sure.
Um,
yeah, we did.
So, but just my experience with that, it's like, well, I already need those 2, and now I need this one
Mm-hmm.
because that kind of made the new one a blind buy. You know what I mean? Like, I got to get this game. You
Right.
got to play it just because of what it adds. Again, I appreciate how it seems like they all stand alone, but the number of civs like that you get in that
So
box, that's a
many.
lot of cards,
Yeah.
man. You know, and
David Turksey.
yeah, he's one of the designers on it, and I'm just really excited for it. I think it's gonna be great.
Yep. Sweet. Good pick.
Yep. Really want to play those again for sure. My number 3 has me on
Pins and needles.
has me on theme
Oh,
alone,
okay.
and that is Unconscious Mind.
That was on my short list. but,
Yeah. Unconscious Mind. First of all, I gotta say these designers, this is just hilarious to me. So designed by 4 people. I'm not gonna 100% know how to pronounce some of their names, but it's Laskus, Johnny Pack, Yoma, and Antonio Zax with an X.
Oh, Antonio.
If that's not the most boy band sounding, like designed by Laskus, Antonio Zax, like it's just like
the bad
I
boy.
love this. I love these 4 names put together, man. You guys need to do something with that. And published by Fantasia Games, and this is a theme of basically you are.
Like a Sigmund Freud
Doctors,
type of-
working under Sigmund Freud, and you are working on the evolution of the psychoanalysis,
Interpreting
and you're,
dreams.
and you're trying to treat the patients, and so you have like your doctor who you are, and you are like taking patients, and you're trying to cure them according to what their dreams are and what symptoms they have, and you're trying to
Yeah.
figure out how to cure them. And I just think that theme is so cool. I love it. It also just looks really good.
Yeah, I love how they blend like the kind of crazy cards for the dreams and then like
Right.
the normal
Almost like the
cards.
Dixit style
Yeah.
kind of thing.
And you're like, I don't know what the heck that means. It looks like you've been taking too much acid or
And
something.
they're all about how much I want to sleep with my mother, right?
Oh my god.
Oh.
You mentioned Freud.
That's always your excuse.
The second someone mentions Freud. Oh, I can
right.
slip it out now. But
Well,
honestly,
now I
like,
have to sleep with
like
my
I said,
mom.
it looks like it has, cool mechanics and stuff. I didn't see anything in their back catalog, like the designers and the publisher, that made me like say like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna love this. But like just the combination of the theme and the mechanics that they have in there looks very competent, very good. I like that the game almost looks like the mechanic wise and the way the board looks with all the pieces on it. If you had told me that it was like a Lacerda or something, like I
Right.
could see that. It
Yeah.
looks like it has that type of feel to it, But anyway, I love that theme, and Unconscious Mind made it
Some
to
great
3.
dual-layer player boards on there. I saw.
Yeah. Of course. Otherwise, it wouldn't be on the list.
Right.
My number 3 by BA Games is Forges of Ravenshire.
Oh, is that supposed to come out this year?
Yeah.
No,
I didn't have that on my
it's coming
list.
to Kickstarter this year.
No, it's
Okay,
Kickstarter this
well,
year.
that works for
Yeah.
Tim's. Okay,
Yeah.
so
No,
it works for yours.
mine's already done.
I'm just saying
yeah.
you said that you would accept that, so
I
that's
just
totally fine.
Yeah, I guess I just confirmed that mine is actually the Kickstarter for it had already ended.
Oh, crap.
So it's played over 4 rounds. You're gathering resources. You have little dice workers. There's you're getting contracts to fill, and then there's the other phase where your production phase. The thing that I liked about it is that it's an engine builder, but you don't have to wait till round 3 or 4 to have an engine. It's
Right.
round 1. You've got
It's
the engine
going.
started.
Yeah.
And so it just picks up the pace, and then you can like really try to. Well, this didn't work, so I'm going to go this way.
Yeah, it has almost that Raiders feel where you're like placing a worker, picking up a worker because you're placing
Oh,
a
yeah,
die
yeah,
to do an
yeah.
action, then you're picking up a die.
Yeah, I thought
and
that
that
was
die
really
is going
cool.
on your board to do something, and then that's going to trigger something else on your other board in a different phase, and everything's just
my gosh.
triggering off each other. Like
And
I'm
the theme
super
of
excited
like
about
you
this
make
game.
like the charcoal and then you burn that.
Yeah,
you know,
and
to,
how it all,
heat your
like,
forge
is
up and
legit.
do the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. there's-
If I was sure that this one would deliver this year, it would easily be in my top 10, maybe my top
Yeah.
5. We all demoed it, and it was really
Yeah, it
good.
was cool.
Yeah, I'm really kind of hoping to like talk to those guys and maybe like work with them and maybe like I'd
Yeah.
love to demo it for them for
Sure.
Gen
Probably got a
Con
number of
or-
interviews with them and with the artist. So
Yeah,
just check out our whole channel.
super cool people. BA Games.
Yep, BA Games.
yeah.
They
yeah.
made Call to the
Call to
Deep
the
we've
Deep.
talked
Deep.
about.
to the
Yeah,
Deep. This will be
only
the
a
next thing.
little
Yeah,
bit.
a little
Only like a
bit.
little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've mentioned it once or twice. yes.
Once, twice.
Good pick, Spencer.
Yeah.
Number 2.
2. So this is another one which I think this one will finish this year. Like it's a small company. They have had some issues, but they've been working on it, and we got to actually play a prototype that I was extremely sad I had to ship this along.
I'm gonna take this off of my list because I'm gonna talk about the other one because this is what I thought we were gonna talk about when you intro the last time.
But it is by Short Hop Games, and it's called Quest and Cannons:
my
The Risen Island.
Goodness
Okay, okay.
gracious!
We had so much fun playing this
so
game.
long.
I know, but they're making good progress on it. Like I said, they had some other issues, but they're being very open, in their comments and whatnot. But it's like 1 to 6 players. It's got some contract fulfillment. You've got a really cool ship that's like dual layer that you have like your sails on. You can furl and
But
unfurl.
you could
your
completely
sails.
modify. Yeah,
Yeah.
And you can totally ignore doing the contracts.
And
you
you
just be
got-
like, no,
yeah.
I'm going to sink you.
Yeah, there's so many
gonna
different
sink
ways, different ways to win, and you can play like we were playing. You could do 1v, 1 versus all.
Right.
Yeah,
You could do 2v2.
Oh, yeah, we did
2v2.
2v2. That was actually fun.
2v2v2, which is what we did. And you could actually like drop like goods off to people and trade up, and then go your different ways. And it's really
Yeah, it
neat.
was
This
like,
was a really good game.
It was a
the
really
art,
good
the
game.
art is amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't
like,
catch that this was finally releasing this year. I
It
missed
should be. It should be.
It should be.
I really want to see what the
Sure,
final
that's
production
what
looks
all
like.
of these are.
All these should be. Yeah.
All the games on my list have a release date of 2023.
Yeah.
That does not technically mean they will be
It's
coming
absolutely
out
going to be.
in 2023.
That's
Sure.
right.
Everyone
Predicted.
understands
Yeah.
that
Right.
Those
prereq.
caveats. Yeah. But no, it's amazing. I mean, it's anthropomorphic animals.
Which
is-
Dan doesn't
By
like.
far the worst part of the game.
But
You're not a
fact
furry?
that-
I never would have guessed.
The fact that Dan enjoys this game as much
Despite,
as he does,
yeah.
despite that,
It says something for the game.
Yeah.
It does. But I mean, like like the trading the goods, the building up your cannons and being able to shoot at other people.
dude,
It's a
so
great,
much
it's a
fun.
good time.
Yeah,
So it's a good time.
amazing player boards.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Yeah, really good.
Didn't that one also have asymmetric powers? Each
Yeah,
one?
Your
Yeah.
captain, because each race of animals has different
Different
abilities,
ability, yeah.
but then each one in that subclass has different abilities
Yeah,
too. There's like
right.
2 or 3 of each one that you could choose from. So
Yeah,
was
we had a
cool.
fantastic time playing
did.
with this prototype.
Yep.
And
it was really sad to have to ship it along, but I backed it. We'll be getting a copy of it hopefully soon, and I'm sure we'll get an actual review out.
yeah.
Nice.
Sweet. All right. My number 2, Age of Comics. The golden years.
I figured you'd do this.
Yeah.
This looks like it's like a heavy economic game, right?
Yeah, but like
So I thought that was already out in.
No, not that.
not Comic
Comic
Hunters.
Hunters.
Not Comic Hunters.
What is this one?
This is a new one.
No, yeah.
This
I
is
remember
different.
a second ago when I said heavy economic game. That's not what Comic Hunters is.
It is
Just
not
so
what
you
Comic
know.
Hunters is.
Like
No,
Raccoon Tycoon, but with
Change
comics.
your definition of economics.
so this takes basically the golden age of comics, which was 1938 to 1954. You've got like 6 actions to choose from, but you've got 4 editors. And so those are your workers. And so you're placing your editors down to take the different actions. There's contract fulfillment. You can gain points for specializing or being the first to print like a certain kind of comic, right? So if you want to go like the EC comics route, and then you do like horror comics and things like that, or sci-fi comics or superhero comics, all kinds of stuff like that. You can specialize in a genre. There's just a lot of different things you can do in this game that sound really interesting. So you could maybe put this theme on something else, but the theme,
Sure.
the way that the game seems to be structured in with the theme and the mechanics of it, and like you're just trying to, because you're going to gain fans, but you also need to make money, and then you know, and things like that, and pay taxes when you make money and things like that. So there's just a lot to this game that sounds really interesting on a theme that I already really enjoy. I don't specifically love Golden Age comics, but I do love comic books, and yeah, I just think that sounds really cool. I'm really enticed by the idea. Again, feels heavier, which is also appealing because I've got plenty of light games. So when you get a good like heavy one that you feel like you could get to the table, awesome. But yeah, that's Age of Comics: The Golden Years. The Kickstarter ended last year. It is projected to fill this year.
Sure.
So it's on my list. But yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, this one has quite a bit of hype around.
Oh,
it too.
there's tons of hype.
So
Yeah.
it didn't make my list, but it does look cool. My number 2 also has quite a bit of hype around it. I'm not original at all by having this on my list, and that is Scarface 1920.
How unoriginal, Dan.
I know. So obviously this is a mobster type of themed game. Good luck with this one by Tony Saradessin Firm, Saradessin Firm, and Daniel Simon. Thanks, Daniel. And by Redzen Games. I think this is their first game. But the thing that has me with this one, guys, is not only does the board look cool, the art direction looks cool, a lot of stuff looks cool. It's a worker placement deck building game.
Whoa, we don't even like those.
Does it have dual player board?
It does.
Is it deck building or
I
is it
actually
deck
don't
construction?
remember. I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't remember. But let's just say it does. Well, there is a clear difference between those two. So this one is deck building because you would be getting your cards during the game from a pool of cards. That is what deck building is.
Deck construction.
But I love deck building worker placement. The fact that this is taking off, I just love it because we've joked about it a lot. But we used to say years ago,
why have they done this?
Man, these would be so good together. And then boom, 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 and they all have just been so
Yeah,
good.
really good.
And so yeah, seeing it in this where
That tells
you
me
are
we were right. That's what it tells me.
Well, what else is new? Yeah. So you have like each person has like their mobster that looks like they have asymmetric powers and stuff to them, and then you're like hiring people who get you, which is I assume the deck building part. So like you're adding the moonshiners to your deck and they give you an ability. You're adding the brothel workers to your deck and they're giving you an ability and and stuff like that.
Bob's like,
I'm liking this game more and more.
Yeah, tell me
Just
about
when I
it.
thought I was out.
Oh, that's a Godfather reference in a gangster game. So anyway, I don't know what else to say. The theme, the mechanics, they've got me here. I think this looks really, really good. I didn't even hear about this one until like a week ago, and then I've just been looking into it, and I was like, yeah, this one looks really good.
I like the box art too, and the card art and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Again, that's what makes me click. If this game, even if it was called Scarface 1920, even if it was called that, if it had like a really crappy box art, I might not have clicked on it. Like that is really important to me. But I clicked on it and I instantly got grabbed by what I saw there.
By a mobster who was like, buy our game.
There's deck building.
It's not deck construction. You ass.
So that's my number 2.
So this is the one where I have to have a little caveat because there's so little information about it.
Okay.
Secret.
Omega Virus.
Oh, the remake?
The remake
The
of Omega
remake.
Virus is
Human
projected to come out
fool.
to Kickstarter at some point this year.
Sure.
That's why it's on the list.
So it's not even projected to come out this year.
Who's
it's
doing it? Is
projected
Restoration
to come
doing it?
Restoration
Kickstarter.
Games.
Okay.
We interviewed Rob Davio. And he talked about it
Say
a
his
little bit.
name right.
Davio.
Yeah,
will
he
take
was
your
asking
ways.
because I had the original game and I was playing it a bunch, and he was asking me as someone who's played it, what is it I want to see most in the new one? And apparently my answer is the same as everyone else. I want that machine to taunt me just
Right.
like the old one did.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise, that's the
point.
game.
That is the point.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, the feeling of that game is that guy
entered the wrong
taunting you.
code, puny human.
I haven't played it.
Me neither.
I'll bring it here. It's a 90s game. It's a
Yeah,
kid's
don't
game.
worry about
it's
it.
fun. But you get the little computer going, 5 minutes until I take over, you human scum. and then you're pushing the button, and he interrupts you. You're like, you just said 5 minutes. Give me my 5 minutes.
Yeah,
So
it's
anyway-
sort of like Nightmare, except without the video cassette. You
And
got
more
the-
snarky.
Snarky.
Yeah, it's like getting insulted by a Dalek for
Right.
So I'm really looking forward to what they're going to
Exterminate.
do, partially because the Restoration games I really like the last one.
They
did.
have
They've
They've
started to
redeemed
redeem themselves.
yeah. They've redeemed themselves after Fireball Island.
Yeah.
Just when I thought
Yeah.
they couldn't do anything worse.
Do something like this.
So, Uno.
Oh,
Number one.
One left. Hey.
Got two, dummy. Now you gotta do two more.
All right, keep doing it to me. Call me on it.
Let's keep reversing back to Dan.
I've got so many to go through.
All right. Well, if you watch the show a lot or you know me, you probably aren't terribly surprised that my number one game that I'm super excited about coming out is War Room related
Okay, that's it.
Domination.
Oh, it's Domination.
Yes, by Phalanx Games, right? But it's basically like a World War II type of game where the map is somewhat not asymmetrical, but it's abstract, right? So it's not like an actual world
Oh,
map.
this is one with the
We're moving-
squares that are connected.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh,
You can
yeah,
move
yeah.
like this location, this specific location. Yeah. But like the little minis look like Axis and Allies, like all the different like tanks and boats and planes and bombers, and they're all like specifically to look like all those planes and bombers and everything did, which is super cool to me. I love it when they do that, especially with like the tanks and stuff like that. They've got it's card driven, area control. But there's also like diplomacy in there, so you can work with like allied or like different allied nations or neutral nations to try to get them like on your side. Military, obviously, types of things and industrial components to it that you could do. There's technologies, events, and then you'll be deploying and moving and attacking with your cards, depending on what two cards you choose to play every turn. And it plays in 90 minutes, so it's basically like an Axis and Allies War Room type of war game that's card based, plays in 90 minutes. I'm super excited to see how this plans out. Can't wait. Like it's like
Yeah.
Phalanx like made some really cool games that I've played and enjoyed. Like the sub game is Phalanx Games.
Oh, U-boot?
U-boot.
Yeah,
and
fantastic.
man, I just really looking forward to this one coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
they
a
do a
lot.
really good job of like simulation.
They do.
Stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I'm hoping that this feels, like taking War Room and instead of being 5 or 6 hours and combining it down into like
Right.
an hour.
They
hour and a
might be
half.
like my favorite game company that makes like niche games. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I love what Phalanx does, but like I never get to play them because I can't find people that are interested. The game takes 5 hours. Like
Find the game.
You
it's-
work on
yeah, finding the
Saturdays.
game is
Yeah, you work
hard.
on Saturdays.
But like if I had to name a favorite company that's like, what's my favorite company that makes games that I'll play once every 5 years?
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of games named Domination. Total
Yes.
Domination by Phalanx, if you're looking it up.
Yeah, because that has switched to Total Domination because of all of the other.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say because the Kickstarter's under Domination, but then
Yes.
it says Total Domination at the top of the Kickstarter, and Domination isn't on BGG. So yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Sorry about that.
And
So
Domination
Total
is
Domination.
another one entirely.
Yeah. So yeah, Total Domination by
Popular name.
Phalanx would be the new title.
Gotcha.
Right on. Well, my number one is on the boats on the way over to the
yeah.
United States.
I don't believe you.
Cannot wait for this because this means, let's see, it'll arrive in the States next month. You should have it by March.
Hey.
Rah, rah,
I've already played it a bunch.
rah. I cannot wait for the new version of Raw, right? With the Ian O'Toole art, the upgraded components, just to have a copy of Raw
Sure.
to play, and be able to play consistently. This game is amazing.
It's fun.
It's super
When did
good.
the original
I gotta
come
be
out?
honest.
It was-
Oh, like 100 years ago.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. In like these years of COVID, that's a game I've stopped taking to meetups just because one communal bag of everybody putting their hand in there.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
like, well, maybe not. While everybody's kind of sick. So
Okay.
I'm hoping, in a few months, more and more of like the flu and everything has been dying down. I can start bringing that.
That's
game
true. A
back
lot of
on
people have
again.
been sick lately.
Bring a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
like,
hand
yeah,
sanitizer.
games like
with you.
Hand
Gizmos
sanitizer
and
and
Raw,
gloves, right.
anything that everybody's digging into the same
Sure.
bag or container. I've been trying to not take to game days.
Make a little digital one.
Well,
Tell you what, I'll pull
That's
you a
why.
tile. There you
That's
go.
why. That's why only Bob plays as the sniper.
That's right. He doesn't want
Anyone
us getting in my
else's
bag.
hand in that
That's right.
bag.
Get your hand out of my bag.
pulling a real Howie Mandel on us here. Okay, Mark Summers, you calm down. No, man, I just really excited about Raw. I was hoping to get it this year, and then like getting the update saying like, oh no, it's actually on the boat.
Right.
Even better. I mean, Other things I could put on here I'll just do honorable mentions later. But anyway, super excited about Ra. It's coming.
Well, on the upside, it's not like they had to go and like do a bunch of like tweaking to the game. It was, when it's a straight reprint, it's a lot easier to get it out the door.
Right. Yeah. But like, I mean, they did revamp all of the art.
Correct.
And,
sure. I mean,
but yeah, you're not
Tool,
doing
he's all over
rovers.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Also true.
Yeah.
Also true.
Yeah.
So anyways, Ra. My number 1.
So I don't care that it's been mentioned. This is the second crossover. If we had done a top 6, Last Light would have been a 4-way crossover.
Wow.
It just missed
Wow.
it. But here is the other crossover for this list, and I just don't care it's been mentioned. I stayed silent because I wanted to mention that my number 1 is Arydia, the paths we dare tread.
Very nice.
There's a reason I knew the designer's
I was like, man,
name.
ready to go. I was like, man, Dan's really excited about this.
Dan didn't stay silent. He talked quite a bit about how excited he was about it.
I just didn't
you're
jump
good.
in and
You're
say it
good,
was all
man. I'll
mine,
just
is all
pick
I'm
on
saying. But this game looks amazing. But I'll play it when we get it. I'm no rush for me. I didn't pay for it. So, you take
Best
care
kind
of
of game.
You take care of you, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Bob already said it. Giant campaign, open world,
driven,
character editing,
Character building and all that fun
character
stuff.
building.
I think when we talked about the
leveling up.
Kickstarter about it a few years ago, that we were all kind of universally excited and interested in that
I actually think that's the only game that we all talked in the show about just all splitting it so that we could back it instantly that day.
Yeah, we did
but
talk
then Bob
about
did it anyway.
I just did it.
Bob's like, I ain't sharing.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone's got to take it home at night.
Exactly. But
Stop calling me Sharon.
Anyway, check out Arydia. It's Arydia.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yep. The paths we dare tread.
Yeah, I spelled that wrong so many times.
Yeah.
All right, so my number 1, also by Restoration Games, it's the second edition of Return to Dark Tower with the new expansion, Covenant.
Okay.
Okay.
Because there's 4 new heroes: the Reverend Astromancer, the Devious Swindler, which like starts to mess with the die.
Okay.
The luck die. The Relentless Warden and the Undaunted Aegis, who loves corruption. She uses corruption to get herself more powerful.
Nice.
And I love that ability. But it's also, you now have these monuments. You're going to take one of your buildings off of the map and replace it with a monument, and you have to fulfill the requirements to turn it into an active monument that now has new powers. And there are wasteland tokens, which will mean your terrain doesn't count as a terrain for you.
Okay.
There's new doom skulls, which can never be cleansed.
Ugh.
There's just so
Yeah,
many
because that
things
game wasn't
different.
hard enough.
I know. There's just so many things about this that are different and upgraded that I thought it deserved a spot as its own.
Oh, sure.
But
And
I
it probably
really-
gives people a chance to back to get the,
the
base
first one.
game
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Oh,
Well,
plus-
it's second edition, so it is
plus
the base
second
game,
edition.
right?
They're releasing 20 new treasures and 12 new corruptions.
Okay.
And the tower for this one, you've seen my tower. You can go look at the interview of it. But this one, it lights up much more. It looks like it does. Like a lot more of the red.
So they might
everywhere.
have got like better LED technology or
It
something.
looks really awesome. And I'm like, I'm not buying it.
The new tower. But,
I'm taking the.
Oh, right.
but
I'm
you're
taking
going to get the
Covenant.
expansion. You're getting the expansion.
I'm taking the
yeah.
expansion.
Okay. Yeah, because this goes into what I was guessing about Bob earlier with War Room. Doesn't War Room second edition come out this year or something like that?
Yeah, it came out. That's what we played.
Oh, it already came
Saturday.
out. My
Yeah.
bad. Okay. Okie dokie.
But technically, it did come out this year. I think Justin got it.
Just got it. Yeah, like
just got it.
this
so.
month.
So that's my number 1.
All right.
All right. Man, good list, guys.
Yeah.
Have we had
Couple honorable
actually
mentions?
fewer crossovers. than
Yeah,
I
this is
thought
the
we were gonna
shortest
have.
video we've ever done. Might
Yeah,
as
it's a
well
short
have
one.
some honorable mentions.
I think there would have been more crossover if we had gone to 10.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
So one of the honorable mentions I want to mention is it's been in the works for a long time. I'm hoping it actually finally comes out this year because I'm hoping it'll save a game that I really enjoy that a lot of people kind of like poo-poo on. Is the Monumental expansion. And I really hope that they fix the downtime aspect because I'm really a big fan of like that deck building and then laying out that 3x3 grid and choosing a row and a column and activating those abilities. I think that was a super neat way to do a Civilization game. And so I really hope that they fix the downtime issue with that expansion.
Yeah,
Which is
for
what they
sure.
could claim they have, so we'll see what
Well, I've
happens.
put off playing the game
Right.
basically until they do this.
Right.
Because,
It's not bad 2 players.
sure.
Like if you're just doing 2 players, you're not gonna have a ton of downtime. But yeah, you start getting 3, 4, 5 players.
Right,
just
but
like-
do you lose out on other aspects of the game only playing it in 2 players?
I don't really think so.
Because you know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, well, we only played 2
Yeah,
players,
but-
so this doesn't come up that much. or-
But again, with like some area control, like attack kind of games like that, when you have 3 players, you can run into that kingmaker type of issues where you have
sure.
maybe 2 people kind of battling it out, and the third person's just like and building up all of their stuff, and then all of a sudden they've run away with it. So that's why I don't mind really playing it. 1v1. I don't think it's a bad 2-player game. Not as good as Rebellion, but hey,
Right.
high bars.
Very high bars. One of the games I was excited about, or a thing I'm excited about, that's supposed to fill this year. I believe people actually in Europe are already getting theirs, so hopefully that means I'll be getting mine soon. And that is the Cthulhu Wars Onslaught. There's more Cthulhu Wars stuff coming.
More Cthulhu Wars coming.
Yeah, there's like the
Oh my
cats.
goodness.
There's something I'm forgetting.
Hounds of $10?
There's 2 things. I already have the Hounds of $10.
That's
That
right,
was
you
a
do. They were one of those.
that was a Kickstarter exclusive for first wave because I'm a nerd. You could get it with like a different sculpt later on, but yeah, the Cthulhu Wars stuff. Let me just bring it up real quick because
I'm just saying it's a good thing you
people are
didn't wait to
getting-
do like 1-wave shipping because you'd still be waiting to get
God.
everything.
Oh my god.
yeah. So Cataclysm is the one with the cats.
Cataclysm.
Cataclysm.
See what they did
But
there.
yeah, so they're supposedly getting delivered. Well, I've seen pictures. People are getting theirs in the UK. Let's see. And then in the Americas, pick and pack won't wrap until after Chinese New Year. Yeah, so we're waiting till after Chinese New Year. But yeah, I'm just excited. And then I think that'll be all the Cthulhu War stuff like ever.
Wow.
Because they now, Peterson Games is now in a position, they've gotten themselves in a position now where they have to just focus on the Kickstarters that they already have in production that they need to finish and deliver, which is good. It sucks that it has come to that with them. But so they have to finish filling out the other ones before they do anything else. So I just think that if they make it through this cycle, this part of their, where they are in a company, as a company right now, it's going to be a while before they can focus on new content,
else,
which is fine. Give me my Cthulhu Wars content. I enjoy a lot of the games that they put out, but yeah, that's one of my honorable mentions.
Sure. Let's see. First of all, talked about a lot. Hegemony. Lead Your Class to Victory is the 4-player asymmetric game where we're each playing a class, like working class, a middle class, stuff like that. And we're just basically trying to make the state the way that helps us most, right? Like one person plays the state and they want everyone to be happy. Working class wants the working class to be the most beneficial, right? Blah, blah, blah. This is a game I have backed. It's supposed to be here in like 2 months or something. And I'm really excited for that.
Dan, I got a pitch for you real quick while you're on that one.
Who made it?
Yeah.
It's I don't have actually the publishing company. Oh, it's because I didn't write it because the publishing company is literally like Hegemonic Games or something.
Yeah. So we should do my little version, Lead Your Class to Victory.
Right.
And it's like Mrs. Robinson's 4th grade class, and they're going against, Mr. Daniels'
No,
4th grade class.
This is awesome. So anyway,
No, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Not whatever the heck you just said, but this.
That's the stuff that's actually interesting.
Mike would kill us if one of us didn't mention Empire's End because this is the new John D. Clare game. Mike will not shut up about this guy. I mean, he makes some okay games, I guess. But Empire's End is you have a string of cards in front of you. It looks like that is like your empire, and you guys are trying to. It's like a collapsing empire, and you guys are trying to make sure you're like fixing it the best. Right?
So Mike is not here today because he is actually at John D. Clare's house, standing in his yard with a boombox, just playing Peter Gabriel
this
songs.
is the end of my wait for Empire's End. Shadow Network is the other game I backed.
What's that game? Never heard of it.
I know.
Is it any good?
It wasn't going to make the list because I've played it 8 million times, but I'm still looking forward to finally getting
Talent
it.
Strike Studios, guys. They got a lot of good games. You should check them out.
Fantastic worker placement game.
Yep.
Let's see. I was surprised no one mentioned Harrow County. You guys were looking forward
Oh,
to that.
yeah. I forgot about that. Is that coming? I don't know that
It's
that's
just
coming out
currently
this
slated
year.
for this year.
I wasn't sure if that was
going
to come out this year. Yeah. Designer I love.
This one was actually very high on my list, and then I saw that it wasn't slated until 2024, but I'm mentioning anyway because I just heard about this. Lacerda has a new game called Inventions: The Evolution of Ideas.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys are moving through literally the inventions, and you guys are trying to invent all
The
these
wheel.
different things.
Sliced
Yes, that
bread.
is a card. The wheel is
Sliced
a
bread
card.
one,
But it's a Lacerda game, and it looks amazing. I love that
Nice.
theme.
Yeah.
Let's see. Not too many more that I feel like actually
I
mentioning.
have one more I'd like to
Okay.
mention.
I got.
Oh, go ahead, Spencer. I was going to let everybody do one.
Well, one is Mythwind.
Oh, yeah.
That's on my list.
Yeah, so it's a cooperative. It reminds me of Gloomhaven, but easier.
It
shorter.
looks kind of like Arydia.
Lighter. Okay.
Yeah,
too.
oh yeah, it is. It is. Every time you do something in the world, it'll affect other plays of the world. Everyone has their own asymmetric characters. You're all working together to build the town. I mean, it didn't make my top 5, but it's definitely one that I'm interested in playing.
This one has 2 gimmicks for it that I feel like
drop in
mentioning
out?
since someone brought it up. No, that's a 3rd gimmick, I guess. So one of them is when you said asymmetric powers, it's like literally you can see the farmer's player board, and the farmer has a garden on his player board, and he is slotting the crops that they're planting for that season, and he's feeding the village. So all the other players rely on the farmer farming. Like, that is amazing. That's crazy to me. The other thing is this gets a lot of hate. This game has no ending. You'll notice that the time play says like 90 minutes to 99999 like on Board Game Geek, because the game literally never ends. You just pull it out whenever you want, you play it, and you just try to keep your city alive. That's all it is every time you play it. So it's like a campaign game, but you literally go until you die, like your city dies, you know? So I just think that those 2 gimmicks are
So it has
fascinating.
an ending. It's just
If you're bad at the game, it
Yeah.
has
But
an
even
ending.
then, nothing's stopping you from trying
Right,
again.
rebuilding.
True.
Yeah, we can come out of this. Yeah.
We're going to make Atlas Lost 2.
There you go. But Mythwind,
Yeah,
I
by,
literally just didn't have it on the list because I had Arydia on the list.
Right.
Games. Yeah, games.
Yeah, OOM or something. OOMM, yeah.
I have one more, but if you wanted to go first.
Yeah, just real quick. So we all know I love Mind Clash games. And David Turksey and
Voidfall.
Ian O'Toole. Voidfall. was
dude, the
other one that I'm
artwork.
super-
I had Voidfall as an honorable mention. It looks
Turksey and Mind
amazing.
Clash are making a 4X sci-fi Euro game?
Yeah. And Ian O'Toole's doing the art. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty excited
Yeah. Oh,
about that.
Andy and O'Toole, I didn't even mention that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
guys.
like I just saw some of the
This
pictures.
could be the best thing since loafed bread.
Yeah.
Just wait till the expansion when they slice that loaf. bread.
I'll admit this probably would have been in my top 5 if I had thought about it.
Yeah.
I didn't make my list, but trust, I was staring at it for a long time. I was
gosh.
like, oh my god, this looks so good.
Yeah, I saw some pictures they sent out during the recent update, and they have like the standard box, and they have like the giant box if you got it, and it was next to the infinity box
Oh,
for Anachrony, and it's the size, it's bigger than the infinity box.
Wow.
So it's a chunk of stuff.
Gosh, I'm
Yeah.
so excited for
Yeah,
that. I
it's
still
gonna be
haven't played
super
on
cool.
Mars though.
Yeah,
I know that's not Mind Clash, but
it's Ian O'Toole. He did the art.
Yeah, Lacerda.
It's a Lacerda.
yeah.
Yeah, no, these are really good lists. You know, Quests and Cannons was going to be on my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Again, like I really want that game to fill, but
The guy
take care of
Take care
yourselves,
of what you gotta take care
you
of.
know, and then when
sure.
when it fills, we'll be here. We're going to talk about it
Yep.
because we are very
Definitely.
excited about
Yeah,
it.
it's so much fun playing that game.
Just a great game with a lot of potential. And
I love just the 2v2v2 is just very
was-
cool to me.
It was such a fun experience.
It was.
to play that way. But yeah, anyways, I really enjoed these lists, guys. I
it's
think
fun.
everybody did a good job. Huh?
Yay.
I like all the lists.
The
want
one
more?
last one I wanted to
Nope,
mention,
we're all
also
done.
by
We're all
Awaken
wrapping
Realms.
up. Okay.
Awaken Realms
Oh.
Light.
Okay,
is
I'm back in.
Tamashi
Oh.
Chronicles of Ascend. It's like a Japanese cyberpunk, post-apocalyptic, crazy.
Okay.
I just like the
Is
theme
it-
so much.
Yeah, it sounds like
Is
a cool
it
theme.
cold and snowy there?
No, unfortunately, I think it's all like a city. Unless snow, you mean like
It's
static.
funny
then
that
yes.
that title sounds backwards. It sounds like Ascend, the Chronicles of
Yeah.
Tanashi.
Well,
whatever he
they
said,
had to
Tamashi.
change it from its original name because someone informed them that it
Oh,
was kind of a
this is that one.
slight.
I was looking
Oh,
for
Japanese.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, was it Gaijin or
Gaijin.
Gaijin.
Yeah, and so they were like, "Oh, well, we want it to sell."
I don't know.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. That game
everywhere.
did look good.
It
Yeah,
did.
It did.
It did.
And I'm looking forward to it.
I like the old title better.
I have not yet received an email for when it's coming out, but it's supposed to come out.
Sure,
Alright.
sure. Right on. Well, good lists. We would love to hear what your lists are, and in addition to that, what did you agree with? Whose list of ours did you like better? Just
Yeah.
for fun.
Yeah. Who's,
And why did you like mine?
yeah. Well, because you matched up with us too
Yeah.
on
That's
Arydia.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why is Last Light everybody's most anticipated game this year?
Yeah. Pretty much everybody's list. I mean, Dan 6. You could have got rid of something on there.
Yeah.
Add in there
No.
5, but
No, but yeah, I enjoy doing these lists. I really, this is what's awesome is that I feel like the board game industry is sort of rounding the corner with the distribution issues that
Oh
we
yeah,
were,
for sure.
that we were having. And and stuff. And so, yeah, you're gonna see some companies you like go away and new ones pop up, right? But I feel like the industry is alive and well, and lots of just really cool projects are still coming out, consistently coming out. And yeah, I just can't wait to see. I'm sure we forgot 20 games.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, Tim kind of hit on a little bit, but
we forgot.
Yeah, like comment down below with the one you're most excited about, because like we missed stuff, and like I missed games that Dan's like telling us, like, oh my gosh, it looks so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Let us know so we can look it up so we can be excited about it too.
Yeah, for sure.
And if it's really exciting, maybe we'll mention it.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably will.
give you a
if
shout
we're
out.
That excited about it. Dan doesn't like mentioning things.
I have never mentioned anything in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Anything else from anybody?
I think
For
it's-
sign off?
That's it for now.
All right. As always, thank you for liking, subscribing, all the good things. Ring the bell. Stay tuned because we got more stuff coming.
Reviews on all these games coming out.
Yeah, my most
Eventually.
anticipated of 2023 is all the crazy stuff we're gonna do this year.
Yeah, buddy.
So yeah, thank you guys for joining us yet again. And for the board game rundown, I've been Tim.
Bob.
Spencer.
Dan.
We'll see you next time.